Hey everybody, J.M. Manion here at the MPC Photo Gym in Pittsburgh, and I'm here with IFBB Pro Bikini.
Daraja Hill.
And we're here to talk about your journey to qualifying for the IFBB Professional League.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so you have been competing for how long?
For 2 years now.
Okay, so 2 years, and she's already on her way to her first Arnold in 2020.
Great.
So let's go back to when you started competing. What got you into competing? What was your first contest and things like that?
So what got me into competing at first was I needed a new goal, something to really strive for. I was into fitness and into lifting, but it was not quite as efficient as it could have been. You know, I wasn't quite as educated, and my real main goal was to just build some curves because I don't really naturally have a tiny waist. And a lot of the Instagram models back then, you know, they were like, oh, we'll just do, you know, these booty bands and eat like this and do this and you can look like me. And I fell for that. Just being ignorant, I didn't know any better.
But you were an athlete before this.
I was.
Yeah.
I was a tennis player for a long time. I grew up on tennis and played competitively. Up until after high school, I stopped playing. It kind of died down for a little bit. I was just not quite as in love with it anymore. And
that happens when you do sports a long time.
Yes, because I had been competing since I was like 10. And after you know, going to practice, training hours at a time every day after school.
Right.
You know, not really having a lot of a social life. All the weekends were spent going to tournaments, which were fun, and I made a lot of amazing friends. But
right.
I wanted that time in college to just kind of be normal. Yeah, I just wanted to be normal and kind of be on my own schedule. So
you got into weight training because you wanted to look like the women you saw online.
Yeah, I wanted a big butt and no waist. Beyonce was she was my girl.
She's not anymore?
I mean, she's still right here.
Okay. All right, so you find a gym, obviously.
Yeah.
And
LA Fitness was my first gym membership.
Okay. So now that you're doing that, you're seeing these Insta models.
Yes.
Okay. What made you decide I want to get on a stage and compete?
So
I want to put a bikini on and heels and makeup and get in front of a couple hundred people that I don't know.
And demand the center of attention. Ironically, those are all things that I would have told you I would never do in a million years, ever. It was just, I hated being in a bikini. Like, I hated two pieces. Even though I wasn't generally out of shape, I was not comfortable with my body. And I kind of played a lot of the comparison game, and I would kind of just scroll through, and I hate to say self-hate, but like just my lack of satisfaction with myself and my appearance was what fueled my drive to go to the gym. And that only gets you so far.
Right.
So I needed something else, and my fiance was like, babe, you need to do something more productive with this energy. You know, you're good at this, and you can do something better. So he is like, you can either enter a powerlifting competition or you can enter a bodybuilding competition.
And those are two ends of the spectrum there.
Completely opposite. And at first, I liked the idea of powerlifting because I loved squatting heavy and I loved deadlifting, but I did not know that you needed a nice, strong bench. And I look strong, but these muscles are just for show. I don't have a very strong bench, and I wasn't interested in building my bench. So I looked into bodybuilding, and it was right around the time of the 2018 Arnold Classic. And of course, Angelica Teixeira had won it the year before, so she was kind of the poster bikini.
Yeah, she was the Olympia and the Arnold champion, yes.
And which I knew of none of them at the time. I knew absolutely nothing about any of this.
You're just like, oh, I like this girl, I want to look like her.
Come to find out, you know, she's just more than, you know, she looks just more than looks. You know, she's an amazing person. But so I was like, I want to do that. I want to get lean. I want to get shredded. Just sign me up. Whatever I have to do. Whatever. Like, let's just do it. So I started doing my own research. Looked on YouTube, looked on NBC News Online because they have, you know, a lot of the rules and regulations for the standard, and looked into getting a coach and there was a bodybuilder working at my gym at the time, and I didn't know any better, so I just was like, oh, he knows what he's doing, so I'm gonna go work with him.
Right.
And I mean, that's a very common thing too.
Well, you would think, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you're coming into this without a lot of knowledge.
Right. Yes. So.
Or limited knowledge, just from what you gain online. Yeah.
Exactly. And I had no experience with any sort of like dieting, nutrition, tracking anything. I love to eat a lot of food.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm telling you, after tennis practice, I would get either Chick-fil-A or Panda Express, I think, like every day. Wasn't the best habit, but we're removed from that now. We've moved on. But I found out, like, just through research and working with the guy that I was working with, that I do have my preference as far as prep is concerned. And Paul Ravella put out a lot of YouTube videos about flexible dieting. And so...
And for those that don't know, Paul's a coach.
Yes, he is my coach.
In Florida.
Team Pro Physique. He's in Tampa. And that kind of seemed to fit more of what I saw for myself. And so I reached out to Paul in July of 2018, right before my second show.
So what was your first contest, though?
So my first show that I entered was the Chris Eady NPC Southeastern in Orlando in 2018. It was June, so the summer.
How did you do?
I got first in novice and second in my open class.
So did that hook you then?
I was addicted. I was not ready, I will tell you that. I was nowhere near stage ready physically. I was not, in the level of conditioning I needed to be in, but I didn't care. I was just up there to just experience it and soak it in and have fun and learn. And I took what I learned from that show and I applied it to the next show and the next show.
So you hook up with Paul, and your second contest is what?
The Dexter Jackson Classic in July of 2018.
The one in
Jacksonville. Yes.
And how'd you do there?
I actually won overall.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were really hooked at that point,
That was
right?
my first overall, and I didn't, even at the time, I was like, I don't really know a lot about what this means, but I like it, so I'm going to keep going.
So after that, what was your game plan then?
So we talked about going to North Americans in 2018, but I was tired. I needed a minute to just get a little more time with Paul too, because we had just started working together. And I am in Florida, so North Americans is in Pittsburgh, and I'm still very new. And I had heard about Miami or NPC Nationals.
Ooh, we would have cut this video right there.
I'm no longer going to Your invitation is revoked. No, NPC Nationals, which is in Miami, so it was right across the street. I'm never going to live that down.
And we're not going to edit that either.
Oh no. Don't ever call it that. It's NPC Nationals in Miami.
Thank you.
And it's right across basically right
the street.
Across the street.
You're all flustered now.
It doesn't take much. And so I was like, you know what, let's just kind of hang back for a little bit, collect myself, get some of my energy back, and shoot for nationals, because I don't have to fly anywhere.
Right.
And I could just drive, and it's just easier for me to have my car and all this stuff, so that's what we shot for.
How did you do there?
I placed 4th, so I missed my pro card by 2 spots, and I was not even mad about it. Looking back, I wasn't mad because I wasn't ready to be a pro.
Right.
I had a lot to learn. I still have a lot to learn, but I didn't quite know what I was getting myself into. So in the time I spent in my off season after NPC Nationals, I really was a little more observant, took some notes, and yeah.
So did you do any other contests in 2019 before the North American?
I did the Tim Gardner Tampa Pro, the NPC version, obviously.
Right. And how'd you do there?
I got 1st overall.
Okay, so that's literally about 3-4 weeks, a month before the North Americans, right?
Yep, 3 weeks.
Okay. So now going into the North Americans, NPC North Americans, and of course, now you're competing against competitors from Canada and Mexico as well.
Yes.
Did you have any idea how big this contest was?
I had no idea.
Which might have been a good thing, right?
It was too. And I wasn't even thinking about anything else other than, I didn't even stay at the host hotel. I stayed at an Airbnb. Like, I was just in my zone. That last year I really knew what I was coming for, and I was preparing this, when I was in prep, that was my main focus. And so I try not to fill my mind with anything extra because I get overwhelmed easily.
Yeah.
And I get intimidated pretty easily, so I try to limit, all the extra noise.
So when you're backstage, though, you had to realize, there's a
Oh my
humongous room full of competitors.
It was hard to find a spot to sit down. I actually did end up taking a nap, though, because I did fall asleep for a little bit. It felt pretty good.
For those unaware, the 29 NPC North American was the largest NPC national bikini contest to date. There were over 400 competitors in the bikini division alone.
Even just hearing it again.
Yeah. So, and I know she had no clue.
No idea.
Okay. Because when she came off stage at the night after the finals, I explained that to her, and she was like, "What?"
And just.
But how did it feel when you go out there and now you're in the first call out though?
Oh my gosh.
You obviously were in the first call out at NPC
Right.
Nationals, but you had to be in the middle there.
So getting the first call out, I was like, okay, we're halfway there. And then they moved me to the middle and split middle with Kerrigan,
Right.
who looked amazing. And in my mind, I actually started tearing up as I walked off the stage because I was like, I felt like it was my moment. I really did. Just the energy about that day made me just feel so at peace with everything. So whatever had happened, I think I would have just been content, but I really felt like it was mine. But that's not to say that we didn't take it seriously going into finals. We didn't just go out and eat whatever, like it's over, the show's over. We still had work to do, and we still end up going for the overall if I did win my class. So.
Right, which you did.
I did.
So that was step one. Now you realize that you're qualified.
Yes, and I got my BikiniPro card, and holy crap.
But then getting called for the overall.
So sitting backstage, because once everyone goes through for finals and they have their class winner, we all kind of sit back and we wait for everyone to get ready, and then we all walk on stage. And once I was in the center, I did not move. And
you were in class
B.
B.
Yeah, I'm a shorty.
Yeah. So which means that they had to.
Yeah, they had to move me.
Yes.
And it was just the icing on top of the cake, because I had already won my pro card. That was what I wanted. But to win overall, just seeing my name on that list too when I go to go to the gallery and it's there, overall bikini, Daraja Hill. It's cool.
So, and like I said, when she came off stage, I told her backstage what she had done, what she had accomplished.
It hadn't sunk in then.
Right. I don't think it's still sunk in every time I tell her. And the cool thing is then, 2 weeks? 3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
Because that right after the Olympia. Mm-hmm. But not that she was in the Olympia, but she went back to a Tim Gardner contest.
I did.
Ironically, the Hurricane Bay, right?
Yes.
Pro. Wins that. And then you go to Detroit and win that.
Yes.
And then now you're going into the 2020 IFBB Pro League Arnold Bikini International.
I don't even.
Do you have anything that you want to say to anybody, any other competitors coming up? Any words of wisdom you can give them for this?
Yes. I get a lot of comments and messages about, girls saying that, they want to be where I am one day, and that I'm inspiring and motivating to them. And I just want you guys to know that your journey is your journey, and it is just as special. I am no different than you. I promise you that. You know, I had the same goals and aspirations when I was starting out, and I didn't know where to start. I didn't know what I was doing. I just had a goal and I had a dream, and I knew that I wanted to get there. I didn't know exactly how I was going to get there, and I still don't know exactly how I'm going to get there, but I'm getting closer, and it all really is because I'm working on being the best version of myself. And that's all you can ask of yourself. The more you strive to be better than someone else or as good as someone else, the extrinsic motivations don't last you on the moments where, you know, it gets hard and you feel like you want to give up. You have to find it from within, and it just comes from passion and love and self-love and compassion. But you will get there. I promise you that.
All right, that's a good way to wrap it up. So, Jay and Manion,
Daraja Hill.
we're looking forward to seeing you on an NPC or NPC Worldwide stage going for your IFBB Professional Link Pro card. Wishing everybody good luck. Signing off for NPCNewsOnline.com.
So if you guys want to follow me and follow my journey to the stage as an IFBB Bikini Pro, you can follow me on Instagram at Daraja Hill Fit. It's just my full name, Daraja Hill Fit. And you can also follow me on YouTube. I do try to upload frequently, sometimes a little less frequently than others, but I do like to upload on there nonetheless. So there you go.